Om Vakradunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir me sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Deva Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Atha Tritiyodhyayaha
Atha Tritiyodhyayaha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Shloka number 11 Devan bhavayata nena
Devan Bhavayadhanena.
Te deva bhavayantu vaha
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam bhavayantaha
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreyah paramavapsyata
Shreyah Paramavapsyata.
Parasparam bhavayantaha propitiating each other. Since there is dependency of the jiva on the nature, on the forces operating behind the nature. So the jiva has to propitiate the forces, natural forces. They are nothing but the expression of the order, and that is presided over by a devata. That is how the Vedika looks at. The Veda looks at. It is not just a jada force. Force is also presided over by a devata. Everything is Ishvarized. So that is also Ishvara. So therefore, propitiate the Ishvara, propitiate the Devata. Ishvara manifesting through that particular Devata. And the Devata will propitiate you. Iti. If you don't propitiate the Devata, if you go against the order, then accordingly the result would come, but it would not be in keeping with what you want or what you desire. So therefore, parasparam bhavayantaha. So by that you grow. Eshaha ishtakhamadukha. That is what we saw. Now this yajna, by this yajna, you propitiate. You propitiate the devata, and the deva will propitiate you. So that yajna requires sensitivity, understanding. Yajna requires certain understanding. You have to be a sensitive person, you have to be a matured person. It is not just you offer, just for the sake of offering. You offer with understanding. You are the beneficiary. and also out of maturity and understanding you offer, so that the devata will propitiate. Devata, the Ishvara manifesting through different devatas presiding over different natural forces, order will propitiate it. So that therefore requires certain understanding on the part of the jiva, the human beings. Many human beings, because they only are endowed with free will, they only can disturb the order. Animals, they don't disturb the order because they don't have free will. They cannot decide to do other than what they are programmed, whereas human being can do. So therefore only human being has free will, enjoys more free will. Therefore, it requires a careful handling of the free will also. Therefore, sensitivity. Yajna requires sensitivity. We will read from there. There are those who say that if you have seen one redwood tree, you have seen them all. Ronald Reagan said this when he was the governor of California. Because timber companies were destroying all the redwood trees, he was asked to put an end to the destruction. Reagan's response was that they would keep just a few trees so that people could see them. He did not see why anyone would want to preserve these 100-year-old trees. This represents a particular level of understanding, and at this level, there is no ecology, only economy. Exploit the nature for the sake of economy, and the nature will exploit you. So that is every tree, every being, every animal has a place in this ecology. Because there is dependency, mutual dependence. If that is disturbed, then there will be disturbance in the chain. So for economic sake, economical for the sake of economy, but should not disturb the, and therefore here the understanding this understanding in this understanding there is no ecology, only money is a motive, and in the long run there is no economy either. How can there be economy? That will also get destroyed. If you destroy it for the sake of economy, ultimately there will not be any economy. Therefore, ecology is an appreciation that is in your head. It is attitude. In other words, in the eyes of the beholder. It is not beyond the eyes. So it requires understanding. In the eyes of the eyes holder means understanding. In the understanding of the person. So it requires certain attitude. Looking upon everything as Ishvara and looking upon the thing as a place in the order. Nothing is outside the order. Nothing is redundant. Everything, even amoeba, bacteria as a place in the order. So that requires that appreciation. So therefore, it doesn't exist outside. It is not beyond the eyes. If you don't see it, it is not there. This then is ecology. Appreciation of Ishvara is also ecology, but at a deeper level. At a deeper level. At the gross level is ecology. At the deeper level, it is appreciating the Ishvara. Ishvara is appreciated as a cosmic forces and therefore and thereby propitiated. One of the forms of the propitiation is daily prayer. The prayer involves free will and the attitude. It is not done mechanically. So certain attitude, only a prayerful person can really pray. And the being prayerful is not only at the time of prayer. In fact, that is how the person should be all through the day, all through the life. That is what a karma yogi is. That's how a karma yogi should be. Therefore, may you appreciate Ishvara in your prayers as the forces of the deities and let them bless you. In the prayer, you verbalize it. You verbalize it. You propitiate Ishvara by the words. And in karma yoga, you express in action. So first you express by words and then you express in your action. Therefore, by this, we all grow by doing what is to be done. And there is a mutual respect here. The deities bless you and you appreciate them. We all need the blessing of all the deities operating behind the natural forces. For the functioning of the eyes, we need the blessing of the Surya Devata, the unseen force which makes the eyes function. That what we call the Devata, Surya Devata. Behind every faculty of us, every faculty what we enjoy, there's an unseen force operating behind. And the collective force, that is the Devata, residing over that particular faculty. So you propitiate them when they propitiate you. You offer them your oblations and they offer you their oblations in the form of rain, in the form of energy, prana, etc., health, and so on. In this way, all these are required for sustenance of the life. So in this way, by understanding, you become a virtual person and may you gain moksha, param shreyaha, slowly characterized by knowledge in due course, step by step, not directly, not immediately, but by antakarana shuddhi, by preparing the mind, purifying it for the knowledge. This is what the real religious life is. Religious life involves understanding of this Ishvara, the Vedic religious life. Being religious is following the dictum of the Veda. That is being religious. Being religious, you progress to spiritual. So from religious type to spiritual life. So you upgrade yourself to a spiritual person from being a religious person. So religious is a first step. That is for gaining antakarana shuddhi. Religious life, otherwise called karma yoga. In fact, that is what is religious life is, nothing but karma yoga. Really speaking, the true meaning of what being religious is, that is from the vision of the Veda, it is karma yoga. So being religious is not that only external decorations. Being religious, the religious attitude, the karma yoga attitude, that upgrades a person to being spiritual. So religious life prepares a mind. Then spiritual life takes a person to moksha through jnana. So that is a Vedic scheme of life, the Vedic vision of life. If you die while pursuing knowledge without having gained it, it is said that at the very least you will gain heavenly enjoyment, Surga. There is no loss. Therefore, there is no loss. In spiritual life, there is no loss. So Surga also stands for better birds. So you will try again by being born in a better family, good family, conducive family environment. Meaning that your next birth you will go further along towards moksha. This interpretation is more relevant since the Gita is Moksha Shastra, not Swarga Shastra. If the Gita is Swarga Shastra, then we can say Gita talks on karma. Karma Yoga emphasizes on karma Shastra. It is not a Karma Shastra, not Swarga Shastra. It is Moksha Shastra. Even though Gita elaborates on Karma Yoga, it is not Karma Shastra or Swarga Shastra, it is Moksha Shastra. Karma Yoga, not for Karma Yoga's sake, it is for Moksha's sake. So, therefore, Tatparyam of Gita is Moksha. This is in relation to what you asked last time or before. Then Krishna said, the next shloka, 12th shloka, let us read. Ishtan bhogan hivo devaha
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha
dasyante yajna bhavitaha
dasyante yajna bhavitaha
tairatana pradhayebhyaha
Haidatthana pradapyaitaivyah
yo bhunte stena eva saha.
Yo bhunkte stena eva saha.
So, in this shloka, the Upadesha, the instruction is given both through Anvaya and Vitireka method. Ishtan Bhogan Devaha Dasyante. If you propitiate the deities through the performance of Yajna, then the deities will propitiate you. Yajna Bhavitaha, propitiated by your Yajna, the deities will bless you, will propitiate you. But without propitiating the Devata, whatever it is available, whatever it is given, you enjoy that without expressing your gratitude. Taihi Dattan Apradaya, without offering. Yaha Bhunkte Saha Stena Evaha. That is, you enjoy the facility, you enjoy the order. Without order, one cannot sustain. Therefore, you enjoy the order. Order is a blessing, you enjoy the blessing. But you have to reciprocate the blessing. If you express your, if you reciprocate, if you express, that is called propitiation, expressing your gratitude in the form of propitiation, then deities will propitiate you. But if you don't acknowledge, if you don't acknowledge the blessing and then just consume, if you don't contribute and just consume, if you don't appreciate the blessing, then you are a thief, not appreciating, not expressing your gratitude for what you enjoy. You just consume, then you are a thief. Gita uses very strong word. You are a thief. Who is a thief? A thief who exploits the possessions of a person. A thief. Similarly, you become the exploiter of the order, exploiter of the nature. So you are a thief. And the thief naturally, in course of time, will be punished. So, being a thief is not something very prestigious. Thief is being a thief, he will be naturally later will be punished for his action. So if you don't express in the form of your reciprocation, then you become a thief. You enjoy the blessings of the deities. You enjoy the order. You enjoy the blessings of the order without reciprocating it, without offering it back. Then you are a thief. That's what Ishloka says. The gods propitiated by Yajna will give you desirable objects. The gods propitiated by Yajna will give you desirable objects. The one who enjoys objects given by the Lord without offering to them in return, who is a thief. Propitiated by Yajna, the gods, deities give you desirable objects, the deities gives you blessing, the blessing in the form of desirable objects. Without propitiating, then what happens? Then you become a thief, and the deities also will not give you desirable objects. A thief may seem to gain, but it is not really a gain. Later he will suffer. So that is the meaning. So the gods here mean Ishvara. Ishvara in the form of the various deities who are propitiated by your yajnas, your prayers, and rituals. They spread before you all desirable enjoyments. Whatever is desirable, they give to you. Because you propitiate them by yajna, therefore they give to you. Thus, for those whose predominant commitment is to yajna, there will be conducive situations for growth. So, being committed to yajna, so therefore, situations will be conducive for the person's growth. That is the propitiation of the deity. You propitiate the deities, the deity will propitiate you. In order for a person to be able to live a life of dharma, you require a society where Dharma is predominant. It is not that you cannot do it otherwise, but it is difficult. It is difficult. It is not that you cannot do it otherwise, but it is difficult. Take life in modern day India, for example. You went to buy a ticket, railway ticket. The agent must be bribed. There is simply no other way to purchase a ticket. Because of the melting pot environment created by too rapid an industrialization following independence, the society is undergoing some rather drastic changes and people's desires have become manifold. The changes have come from the top and there is no foundation, leaving the society top heavy without the roots that proper growth requires. Growth should be like that of a tree. First, the roots are established and then the tree grows from there. Thus, a person who wants to live a life of dharma will have problems in some parts of the world because he or she doesn't want to bribe people. Only where there is some dharma in the society, it is easy to live such a life. To propitiate the devata means is to follow dharma. That is what yajna is, following dharma, following one's karma, karma yoga. Following, doing one's karma is yoga. So therefore, that is doing one's dharma is to propitiate the devata. By living a prayerful life, you create a conducive atmosphere. And when the majority of people live this way, then the whole society will be conducive to the growth of dharma. So in a dharmic society, you can survive. You don't have to bribe people. Otherwise, it is very difficult when there is disorder in the society, then it is very difficult to live in the society. When there is the adharma in the society, when the order is governed by adharma, then it's very difficult to sustain in that society. You also have to be adharma. When whole thing is adharma, helplessly you also will naturally will be succumb to this other adharmic ways of life. To be a dharmic person against this is very difficult. That was Swamiji said before. It's very difficult. Therefore, that society is a conducive society where dharma is prevalent. Dharma is followed by the majority of the people. Conforming to the order. The devatas will do their jobs whether you propitiate them or not. Yes, this is important. Propitiation, we say, devatas will do their jobs whether you propitiate them or not. Then what is the need for propitiating devata? You propitiate the devata, devata will propitiate you. Even if you don't propitiate, devatas will propitiate. But when you go against adharma, when you go against dharma, then you disturb the order and you are the sufferer. So when you don't propitiate the devata, it means when you don't conform to the dharma, when you go against the dharma, you are creating a friction in the order, you disturb the order, and therefore you suffer. Therefore, propitiating the devata, conforming to the order is nothing but for nobody's sake, it is for your sake. So it is not that devatas are blessed by your propitiation. It is in fact you who are blessed by that. If you don't want to suffer, then you follow the order. Then you do your dharma. That is the idea. That is what karma yoga is all about. Therefore, everyone must do his or her job. If everyone does one's job, then the dharma is then only dharma is sustained in the society. That society is dharmic society. That society only flourishes. Living in that society will be a happy experience. So therefore, the devatas do their jobs and therefore you do yours according to the order of dharma given in the Veda. Animals, trees, and other plants are programmed and therefore they don't require Veda. That is why the Purushartha we say. There are no Pashvartha or Pakshi Artha. No. Only Purushartha. Artha, the goals only for the human beings. Because human beings only can decide what the goal to be. Animals and trees and plants, they cannot decide the goals because they are programmed. They cannot act other than the way they are programmed. They have limited free will, highly limited free will. Therefore, they don't require Veda. They don't require Veda. They don't need it. Whereas we need it, the guidance. The guide. Veda is our guide. People on the other hand, they need it. They do need it, need Veda, because they have to conform to the order, for which they need the understanding that the Veda provides. It is said that if you don't disturb the order, the Devas don't get disturbed. Thus, ecology of the universal order means there is no disturbance at the level of cosmic forces, at the level of Devatas. When sun, water, fire, air, and earth do their respective jobs, what do you get? A delicious Thanksgiving dinner on your plate. In this example, food stands for the various enjoyments, all of which come to your plate as blessings of the deities, cosmic forces, natural laws, and so on. For us, these are not simply nature, they are Ishvara. So all the enjoyments, Bhoga, the legitimate enjoyments, Bhoga, they are the blessings of the deities, for which you have to propitiate the Devatas. They express to the natural laws, cosmic forces. Therefore, everything is Ishvara. Therefore, Ishvara Prityartham, that is the idea behind the Sankalpa. Mamopartha Samasta Duritakshayadvara Sri Parameshwara Prityartham. What a vision of the Veda. In our daily puja Sankalpa, we say, invariably, any Sankalpa, whether puja or Shraddha Karma, any karma you do, that karma will never be performed without Ishvara, without taking the name of Ishvara, without saying Ishvara Prityartham. Even Shraddha Karma, even in the ceremony that Pitru Karma, Shraddha Karma, Ishvara Prityartham, it is said. So, any Vaidika Karma is Ishvara Prityartham. Then what about the Lokika Karma? That also Ishvara Prityartham. Need not be said. Extending the principles behind the Lokika Karma to the same thing towards the Lokika Karma also. They are also Ishvara Prityartham. Yuddha, this Yuddha, what Arjuna supposed to fight. Ishvara Prityartham. In fact, before coming to the war, they would have offered prayer for victory and they would have come. They would have done the Sankalpa. Ishvara Prityartham. Yuddha Karma Karishye. For propitiating the Lord, I do this Yuddha Karma. Yuddha. Is it not contradictory? No. It is, Yuddha is for restoring the order. So, you are in alignment with the will of the Ishvara. Therefore, Ishvara naturally will be pleased. That is why Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. Where Dharma is, who follows Dharma, Dharma protects them. Dharma, that is Ishvara, protects them. So Ishvara is the order. The order protects the person who protects the order. Dharma protects the person who protects Dharma. The Ishvara manifests in the form of Dharma, the order. It protects. Therefore, in this shloka, a person who enjoys the results that are given by Ishvara without having offered anything, is likened to a thief, because you are continuously receiving from the cosmic forces, consuming, a consumer, which are nothing but aspects of Ishvara. You should give them something in return. You be a contributor. You're not a contributor, just you consume. Then you are a thief. You can only do this by remembering Ishvara, by offering an oblation or a prayer. This is real thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is not something that happens once a year. It goes on all the time. Although the deities don't need anything from you, you need to respect them. And this respect is given in the form of the prayer. The prayer is a recognition of all these forces and makes you a sensitive person. So therefore, even sensitive beings, you don't even pluck a flower unnecessarily. You don't pluck a leaf unnecessarily, being sensitive. So that is a sensitivity. You are not just seeing what the eyes see or hearing what the ears hear. You are going beyond them. This kind of life is not an ordinary life, it is a profound life. Not giving back to the deities in the form of remembrance. Ingratitude makes you a thief. A thief doesn't say thank you. After stealing, he doesn't say thank you. He or she just takes what belongs to another and runs away. Therefore, a person who doesn't remember devatas is no different from a common thief. One who takes money from someone and doesn't return it also is a cheat. It's also a cheat thief. The thief who is also a cheat runs away and begins operating from another place so as not to be found out. Here, the devatas don't seem to come looking for you. They're all in your appreciation. Otherwise, they simply don't exist for you. Still, they operate constantly. The very air you breathe is Ishvara, Pranaha, Vayu, Pratyaksha Devata. Namaste Vayu, Namaste Vayu, Taveva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. The work of the Devatas is always done and can be recognized by you. And if you don't recognize them, you are a cheat because you take from them and you don't give them what is to be given in return. Recognition and thanksgiving are yajna. What you return to the Devatas is your recognition, which is what is called yajna. We perform the yajna as a return, as a thanksgiving. It is not for anything else. The yajna itself brings about an antakarana shuddhi, because of which the person can give thanks. By giving thanks, by recognizing everything as Ishvara, you will definitely gain antakarana shuddhi. That is why in Buddhist prayer, before they take food, they offer thanks to so many people who are involved, who have worked for bringing the food to the dining table. Starting from the cook, the immediate person whom you see, from that person to going back to the farmer, and even in between, the transporters are there, bringing the rice to the market, the seller. So many people are working behind the production of rice. So everyone they thank and then they consume. Therefore, one morsel of food depends on so many people. So therefore, you have to be highly thankful. That is yajna. Therefore, that attitude brings antakarna shuddhi, which is required for jnana, moksha. So therefore, you will definitely gain antakarna shuddhi by by being by the expression of your gratitude, by acknowledging what the devatas give and reciprocating them, reciprocating in the form of your contribution, and by reciprocating in the form of contribution by your action, and verbally in the form of the prayer. That's for thanksgiving. So definitely one will gain antakarna shuddhi. A person who respects the cosmic forces is not an ordinary person. He must be a highly sensitive, matured person, karma yogi. He or she no longer goes by ragadveshas, but goes beyond them. Otherwise, there would be no recognition or thanksgiving. On the other hand, a person who performs karma to satisfy his or her mind and senses alone, exploiting nature, who doesn't offer oblations, not even water, a simple twig, such a person is a thief and a cheat. He or she doesn't give the cosmic forces that due. Therefore, thief, cheat. The next sloka, where Bhagavan describes two types of people, which we'll read in next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnad Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः।